Welcome back. You're watching the Money Show on ET now. We have the December CPI number that has been released and it's not looking like good news. 7.35%. That's a very sharp spike that we are seeing in the inflation number, and especially versus the ET Now poll that pegged the number at 6.5%. Look at rural inflation, 7.26%, and I'm going to hazard a guess in saying that it's the food and vegetable prices that are responsible for this sharp spike in CPI. We were expecting core inflation to more or less remain stable, but I am going to wait for that number to hit the screens in just a bit. But 7.35, that certainly is a number that the RBI, I suppose, is going to notice and take note of in its next monetary policy meeting. They may also decide to halt on that rate cut that they have been doing for the last 1.5 odd year. In fact, in the last monetary policy meeting as well, they did take note of inflation rising, and that trend has continued in the month of December as well. Well, we will be dissecting that CPI number sharp at 5:45 right here on ET Now. But for now, I want to just stick to talking about money matters on, a sector that's not exactly seeing inflationary trends, and that's the real estate sector. But here's a very interesting piece of news. State Bank of India has come out with a very innovative home loan scheme where they're actually almost guaranteeing that the project will be completed. And I suppose it is the need of the hour, right? With many projects not being completed, with a lot of home buyers going under stress because of that, because their project has not been completed or it's even been delayed. Here comes a banker who's essentially assuring home buyers that, look, your property will be completed, your project will be completed, and if it's not, I'm actually going to refund the money back to you. It may sound too good to be true, so let's talk about this with Prashant Thakur. He's the head of research with Anurag Property Consultants, and he joins in right now on the show, in fact, right here in our studios as well. Prashant, thanks so much for joining in. You know, after so many years of people buying homes and buying under construction properties only to have it go in limbo, I mean, there are so many projects that we can cite literally at this point of time where things have gone to courts, they've gone to the NCLT, IBC, there has been so much around that. And now SBI says that, look, I'll guarantee that the project will get completed. And if it doesn't, then here you go, your money is back. Where is the asterisk? Where is the catch?
You're right. It's too good to be true. But what this sector needed was a lot of confidence building measures, and this is one of them. So the only catch is that but before I mentioned the catches. Let's look at the positive side of what it has for the homeowners. So definitely, what is happening right now is that the buyers are shying away from under construction property because nobody wants to take the execution risk. And that's why, the cash flow of the developers are also getting stuck. So this scheme ensures, the developer also that the project will be completed. They will have some kind of assured financial closure, and it gives an assurance to the home buyer that an institution like SBI has done its due diligence and they are guaranteeing the completion, or else they will repay you the money back. But here's the catch. They will only repay you the principal amount that you have paid, and the down payment that you have made to the developer, you'll not get it back, and plus GST and other taxes that you have paid will not be refunded. And the developer will have a 6-month of grace period. For example, if he has promised a development month of, let's say, December 2020, and he's not able to deliver, he will get a grace period of 6 months. But during that grace period, the home buyer has to continue paying that EMI. So this is one of the catch. And also, the home buyer also needs to be very careful about the exclusion clauses. Now, for example, let's say the clause would say that this guarantee will not be enforced if there is some natural calamity or there is some kind of disruption in the business because of change in government policy. So we need to look at the exclusion policies very carefully. And yes, in spite of SBI guaranteeing this scheme, I think your personal due diligence is required, because in past also banks have kind of finance. They have been the sole lender of the projects, and we have seen that those projects have got stuck. But nonetheless, I think this gives some kind of confidence to the home buyer that under construction property, which is covered by SBI under the scheme, would see the day of the light.
So Prashant, you mentioned down payment you may not get your down payment, you may not get maybe taxes like GST, etc., and you will not get the interest, but still the principal, I'm sure, would be the major chunk of the amount that you will anyway be paying. So roughly, if let's say I'm a home buyer and I've taken this SBI home loan scheme, and let's say, God forbid, the developer has not been able to complete the project, how much can I expect to get a refund back, excluding down payment, GST, stamp duty, etc.?
So see, when you pay an EMI to the bank, it has a clear component of how much is paid towards interest and how much is paid towards the principal. So I think the calculation is very clear. So bank will refund you the entire principal amount that was paid to him. And
Okay, fair enough. All right. So another question is with respect to what is the eligibility criteria? Is there an amount, a maximum amount that I can take as a home loan? And also, is there any cap on what the value of the property as well should be? I mean, is it only for affordable houses, or is it for any genre of housing?
So the cap, this scheme is up to 2.5 crores. So I think it will cover the entire gamut of the project, ranging from affordable to mid to luxury. So the cap is not a problem. And also the second cap for developer is that the exposure of SBI towards a particular project has to be in the range of 50 to 400 crores. So there's a catch over here. Now, if this naturally exclude the projects which fall in the category of township projects. Because in such a large project, SBI will not take a single exposure, and 400 will not be sufficient enough to cover township project. But still, if you take into account 2.5 crores for the unit, the cap that they have, and for the developer or for the project level, the cap of 50 to 400 crores, I think the projects would cover the entire range of affordable to luxury projects.
Okay, I have to go across to that CPI number. It's at 7.35%. So I'm sure a lot of our viewers have questions on that. But I just have one question from my side, Prashant, before I let you go. What is the interest rate? Is it higher?
No, it's okay. The same for the other home loan products that the SBI is offering right now.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Prashant, then, for joining us into this brief discussion.